Hey everyone, RJ here with CV Tech, and welcome to the first video of 2020. Happy New Year, everyone. And today I'll be doing a follow-up video and sort of a review here on the Samsung Galaxy A50. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so if you watch my unboxing of the Galaxy A50, I may mention that I was going to do a follow-up video, go through the specs and the settings and all that kind of good stuff. And this is the video here. I've had it for almost 2 weeks now. I know the unboxing was just a few days ago, but I've had it for a couple of weeks, so I've had a chance to really use it. So this is going to also be kind of a review here as well. Now, look at the phone on the back of it here. This is what they call a Glastic back. I mean, it's just a plastic back in my opinion, but they call it a Glastic back. But, it does look nice. It feels nice. It don't really feel extremely premium, to be honest with you. I mean, it just has that plasticky back feeling to it. It just shines. But it's an overall good look and an overall nice, feeling device. The triple camera setup back there, of course, as I may mention in the unbox, which I'll go to all the specs here in just a moment. And of course, the sides here with your SD tray and your secondary mic on top and your headset jack, USB-C, bottom firing speaker. On the right side, of course, is your power button and volume rocker, stuff like that. And, of course, this phone does have, face unlock as well as an in-screen fingerprint scanner. And I'll give you my opinion of those here in just a moment. But right now, I'm going to give you a few specs of this device. Now, the processor is a Exynos 9610 octa-core processor with a Mali G72 GPU with 4 gigabytes of RAM and 64 gigabytes of internal storage, running Android 9 Pie with Samsung One UI Skin. For the display, we have a 6.4-inch Super AMOLED at 1080 by 2340 with 403 pixels per inch, with an aspect ratio of 19 by 5 by 9, and it has Gorilla Glass 3 here on the front. Now, of course, it has the triple camera setup, and the main camera is a 25 megapixel wide angle camera with a aperture of f1.7, an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle lens at f2.2, and a 5 megapixel depth sensor at f2.2. The front camera is also a 25 megapixel camera, wide angle lens with an aperture of f2.2, and it can record full 1080 front and rear. This phone has a 4,000 milliamp hour battery with 15 watt fast charging. And this phone has NFC, in-screen fingerprint scanner, face unlock, and stuff like that. Now, opening the phone up, like I said, it's got your in-screen fingerprint scanner. And the in-screen fingerprint scanner has been one of those love-hate things. It does not register a lot. To me, in my personal opinion, the face unlock and the in-screen fingerprint scanner, they both suck. I mean, I'm just going to be real with you. They're not very good, not very accurate. The face unlock here, it works good sometimes, and sometimes it takes a while to open up. So right now, of course, it's working just fine. But there are times that it just will not recognize anything. The fingerprint scanner as well, I've pressed it until it's locked, and I got to use the pattern to unlock it, so that can be annoying. And I've actually set up several fingerprints, with the same finger, and yeah, it's still very, very glitchy and not the best in the world, but it is there and it does work. It's just placement, and it works half the time anyway. But the display, very nice. 6.4-inch display. It's Super AMOLED. It looks really crisp, very clear here, as you can see. I mean, yeah, screen, of course, looks very good. Samsung always makes good displays. And the phone overall runs very smooth. I've not had any hiccups with it. It's been a very, very smooth experience here with Samsung's One UI Skin. It just does a good job. And honestly, I can't really say anything that bad about the phone as far as performance goes. Battery life is good. Call quality has been good. Reception's been good on Straight Talk's network using Verizon towers. And overall, it's just, I've said it again, it's just been a good phone. Now, this phone will cost you $300 on Straight Talk, which, I could see this phone going for $300 if it was unlocked and had GSM, CDMA with all the LTE bands. With this being locked down to Straight Talk and you can't put it on any other carrier, $300 seems a bit rich. I would say maybe $229, maybe $250. But definitely worth the 300 if you get it unlocked and it had all the LTE bands here for the US. So, you know, it's one of those things. The A20 on Straight Talk is 229. The A10E is 99. This one's 300. So you can kind of just, you know, take that however you want to take it. But it is for Straight Talk. It is on the Verizon network. So very good performance there. Now looking here, some Geekbench 4 scores. It got a single core score of 1692 and a multi-core score of 5513. If you look over here at single core, you can kind of measure up and see where it stacks up. So it's right around, let's see, 1692. It's in between the OnePlus 3. It's just under the Galaxy S8. So, I mean, there you go there with the 835 processor. And the multi-core, this got a score of 5513. And that is right around the S8 and the Note 7. So you can see right there, benchmark score don't mean anything at all, but that's just what it's showing here in comparison with other devices. Now here at Antutu Benchmark, this phone got a score of 164,492. And that's not bad. You know, that's typical for what you see here. Like I may mention earlier about price, I would just say that $300. There's a lot of phones out there right now that are unlocked for GSM carriers that are 200, 150 that would actually hang with this phone in performance. Not gonna lie to you. I've used them, and while this phone performs very well and has no issues, I've seen phones near half the price that can hang with this performance. Now, with the cameras, stuff like that, of course, this has really good cameras. This is Samsung. Most of them do have good cameras. This does have a single bottom firing speaker, and it does not sound bad at lower volumes. However, at higher volumes, it does kind of get more high-pitched, and it just don't sound that great. It would have been awesome if the A50, especially at the price point, would have had, stereo speakers, as some do at this price point. And of course, you're paying, a lot for that Samsung name. Take the Samsung name off of here, and you will see probably half the price of this phone. But, that's just kind of the way it goes. Now, in the settings here, got your connections for your Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, visibility, NFC, and payment, airplane mode, data usage, hotspot and tethering, and more connections here as well. Nearby device scanning, VPN, private DNS, stuff like that. Sound and vibration, notifications, your display here, brightness, adaptive brightness, got your blue light filter, night mode on or off. So I really prefer night mode. That should be on all phones now, my personal opinion. Screen mode, that's the display, AMOLED Cinema, AMOLED Photo, or basic. You can also change the white balance to cool or warm. And also you have your advanced settings here just to make it your own. You can change what you want to change. So really nice stuff there here. Samsung has a lot of good features packed into their phones here on their, their Samsung Skin. Font size and style, screen zoom, full screen app, screen timeout, just stuff like that. Navigation bar here. Of course, you have your full screen gestures or your navigation buttons. Of course, I like the old style Android buttons on the bottom, so I'm going to leave it at that. Accidental touch protection, touch sensitivity, and screensaver and stuff like that. Now down here at lock screen, you got pattern, face, and fingerprint, smart lock, secure lock settings, always on display, clock style, Roman clock, face widgets, and yeah, all that kind of good stuff there. Now here at biometrics and security, you can see right here where I have 3 fingerprints registered. I have 2 of my left thumb and 1 of my right thumb, and you've seen that I was having some mistaps earlier, and not many, but I have seen it where 3, 4, 5 times it just does not want to register at all, and I've erased them, retried them, and it just does not work great. But you got your biometrics preferences here, faces recognized, all that stuff here. Security update is October 1st of 2019. And you got your Google stuff here, advanced features for accessories, Bixby, wake Bixby with power key, smart pop-up view, smart capture, direct share, motion and gesture. So you have lift to wake, double tap to wake, smart stay, smart alert, easy mute, one-handed mode, palm swipe to capture, just all kinds of good stuff like that. Y'all know, if y'all seen any Samsung videos, pretty much the same settings here you'll see in any other Samsung, pretty much. And of course, here you got your battery, storage, and memory. So for the battery, like I may mention, the battery has been pretty decent. Not have much of a problem with the battery life. It'll get you through a whole day, if not more, depending on, when I say battery life, we can only go by our usage, okay? We can't speak for everyone. You know, usage will always depend on how you use your phone. So anybody that says you can get 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, no, you're going to get however you use your phone. That's going to be your battery life. So I mean, you know, while some can get 2 days, some can get a half a day. So it just all depends on how you use your phone, which y'all all know that. Back out of here into storage. So it does have 64 gigs of internal storage, and I do have some apps downloaded. So yeah, about 64 gigs of storage. Also has 4 gigabytes of RAM in this device, which I think is plenty, to be honest with you. I don't think it needs 8, 10, 12 gigabytes of RAM. I think 4 is good, you know, and it works just fine. Software update, accessibility, general management here for your language and input, date and time, stuff like that. And of course, your About phone runs Android 9 with Samsung One UI version 1.1. So, you know, that's about all there is there in the settings. But like I may mention, it's a good phone. Now, is it worth $300? In my opinion, no, it's not. And why do I say it's not worth $300? Well, one, it's locked down to Straight Talk, and you can't unlock it for at least 1 solid year. And really, in a year's time, this phone's going to be obsolete. In 6 months, this phone will be obsolete. Actually, the A51's already out. Of course, new phones come out all the time. And $300 unlocked with full US LTE, CDMA, GSM, yeah, I can see $300. But locked down to Straight Talk or Total Wireless, no, it's not worth it at all, in my personal opinion. Let's try to get it to work, and there we go. It finally got to unlock. But yeah, it plays games well. I've played Call of Duty. I really don't do gaming tests that much anymore, so take my word for it. I've played Call of Duty on this phone. It's played well. I've had no problems, no freezing, no lagging. It seems just fine. And Call of Duty, of course, y'all know, is a pretty graphic intense game, and it's worked with no problems. The cameras, they do a good job. Front camera does a good job. Is it flagship quality? No. But for Instagram, social media, it does a really good job. So yeah, there's not that much else about the phone to say. It's a good phone. It works great. I took you through a few camera settings in the last video. Prime example right here. I mean, it's just not, there we go. But yeah, the camera, I took you through a few things the other day. You got the live focus, the video, the super slow motion. You got the wide angle lens, which is really nice. That's always nice on the phone. And you can record, full 1080 front and rear. Scene optimizer, rear video size, full 1080. Front video size, full 1080. No 4K on here. And before anybody says, well, it's a $300 phone, you don't expect 4K. Well, yeah, I can say that, because when you got a phone that costs less that records in 4K, this one should have it. But it doesn't. I don't use 4K, but I know a lot of y'all do. 4K is definitely not something that I use. Just use too much internal storage and SD storage or whatever. But I expected it to have it. But it does have NFC. I expected a more premium design, because it doesn't feel like it's very, very premium. With that plastic back here on the Samsung phone. But overall, I would say it's a great phone. Is it a keeper? I would say yeah. If you're looking for a good phone that works great, good battery life, fast performance, enough storage, enough RAM, has a headphone jack, Type-C, fast charging. I mean, AMOLED display, 6.4 inch. I mean, it's a good phone. It's a good pickup. It's a good buy. It's just that for me, I think it's just overpriced. So there it is. That's my final thoughts, my review here of the Samsung Galaxy A50. If it was helpful and informative in any way, hit that like button. Any questions that you may have about this phone, leave it down below. And subscribe if you haven't. I would appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, and thanks for watching.